Mind and Money Matters live show. We are in our 43rd episode of our fourth year, and we are beginning the week dealing with the task force of financial management. Um, we know that that is a very, very important topic, and so we're looking forward to bringing to you the guests that will share with us ways to either manage our finances, or you're not hearing me, Brother Johnny? I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Not hearing me. My mic is elevated up and down. Um,
You should be able to hear me. Oh, okay, excellent. All right. Praise be to Allah. So, welcome again to Mind and Money Matters live show, Master the Science of Business. We are here introducing to you the week or representing to you the month dealing with the financial task force, the task force for financial management, which is in addition to the nine ministries. And we will be covering that topic for the month of November. So we're really excited about that and about the guests that we have coming on. We come to you each and every week on Mondays from 6 to 7:30, sometimes 8 o'clock, to share with you the information from the nine ministries and share with us the same so that we can avoid the pitfalls and benefit from the wisdom of the success of those who are actually practicing business and willing to share their experience, their expertise, their trials and tribulations, their successes, and all of those wonderful things. Because we understand from reading Message to the Black Man that the most honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that they shall never teach us the science of business, or actually the science of warfare and the science of birth control, which Your Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan teaches us that warfare and business are the same, and birth control includes the science of mating. So there's no wonder why we have deficits in those areas. So Brother Jahi, one of our co-hosts, as well as myself and Sister Sandy, we share with you each and every week this information. So I am going to bring up our dear brother, Brother Jahi, Mr. Communicator Muhammad. He is the human GPS, the personnel organizer and trainer. He is the founder and CEO of Falah Worldwide Seminars and Training and Proper Propaganda Promotions. And he is going to bring to us the Falah Worldwide Word on the Block. Brother Jahi.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum salam, sir.
Welcome, business scientists, to another episode of Mind and Money Matters Live show, the definitive podcast for Black business bodaciousness and brilliance. So, I want everyone to get your recording devices, whether it's a notepad. I'm talking notepad, not just recording devices, but get your notepads out because you are in for a lesson. We are in for a lesson tonight. This whole month, we're featuring, as Sister Shireen mentioned, the Ministry of Financial Management. So we want to talk about, as we do with all of our shows, getting some finances via your career, your job, your business, and now we're going to look at ways to manage our finances, and especially in the area of managing our finances to create wealth. We'll get more into that. So, those of you who may not be familiar with the broadcast, welcome. We always start our segments off. This is our we're about to complete 4 full years of doing this podcast, Mind and Money Matters Live show. 4 full years in a couple of weeks. We will have accomplished that every Monday night for the last 4 years, with the exception of 4 Mondays, as generally the Monday after Savior's Day. We Those are the only times we do not do a broad or have not done a broadcast. At least 50 to 51 shows per year for the last 4 years. All praises are due to Allah for that accomplishment. And we have had the opportunity to interview well over 375 brilliant Black business owners and career people that are among us. So you can go to our YouTube channel, which is Mind and Money Matters Live Show on our YouTube channel, and check out the last 2 years of those interviews. So we always get started with the final call, y'all. And Sister Shireen, I'm at a disadvantage this week because I've been out of pocket, so to speak, so I don't have the newer issue. Physical, I had to go the millennial route and read it online via finalcalldigital.com. So you can actually subscribe to the Final Call newspaper online for you millennials that like to have that would like to have the that wants to look at it via their cell phone or their iPad, any of those good things. You can go to finalcalldigital.com and subscribe to the Final Call newspaper. And if you still like the physical copies like I do, then you can you can go to your local Muhammad Mosque. There's one represented in every city, a mosque or study group of the Nation of Islam under the divine teachings of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and his national representative, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan. There we go. Downfall of a president, the fall of a nation. You definitely want to get your hands on that copy. Some fantastic information in it to help us not fall for the tailpipe, for the banana in the tailpipe trick. Finalcalldigital.com. If you're here in the Atlanta area, you can come by 3642 Campbellton Road, which is the Southern Regional Headquarters of the Nation of Islam. You can come by there and pick up your final calls there, as well as a plethora of locations around the metropolitan area of Atlanta where you can get your final call. But that is a prerequisite for financial management, is to have a copy of the final call, Sister Shireen. Also, this is the beginning of the month. This is the first Monday of November. So you know what that means.
First of the month.
Economic, like that's all. She could ask her to sing the rest of it.
No. That's way too much, Brother Jackie. Way too much. Come on now.
Economicblueprint.org. 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 I mentioned a couple of weeks ago that those who support President Donald Trump and the Republican Party, in the third quarter of the year, they gave $159 million in all year. Since the beginning of the year, they have given to his re-election campaign. And let me clarify. The third quarter, they raised $125 million. They raised $125 million in the third quarter of 2019. All of 2019, they have raised $308 million. Now, the reason I'm mentioning this is if you have such a disdain for this president, you know how you get them? You go to economicblueprint.org and you make your 5 cents a day, your 35 cents a week, your $1.40 a month contribution, $18.20 a year. That gives us $291,200,000 in 1 year's time. You see, his supporters have done that. So if you support liberation, which is land, that's what the economic blueprint is designed to do, to help us buy land. Us, meaning the black community, not us, the black community, so that we can produce for ourselves. We can produce the material that we need to continue to be a sustainable and viable nation. So you can go to economicblueprint.org. Sister Shireen, there's a few other events that are popping up, and I'm going to talk about those in a few minutes, but I would like to bring on our resident raconteur, who is
Raconteur.
Raconteur, who is she's trying to look that up real quick.
No, I'm just like, okay, I have to. I'm actually gonna write it down again so I can
Oh,
have an idea of who I am.
resident
First, I must
raconteur.
know thyself.
Yes, in addition to being the showrunner of Mind and Money Matters live show and the co-managing partner of Master the Science of Business Entities LLC, which is the strategic planning holding company for Mind and Money Matters live show. Uh, and also doing a plethora of other things, career educator, mother, grandmother, uh, what you name it. And, you know, there's 23 hours, 56 minutes, 46 seconds in every day. And she utilizes every last one of those minutes. I don't know if she actually has time to she squeeze in sleep, but please welcome from More Awareness Now, Uplifting Profitability, and agrichild.com, the premier children's book publishing company and author in the nation, Sister Shireen A. Muhammad.
Praise be to Allah. Thank you, Brother Jahi, for that such a kind introduction. You know, he tries to blow me up, you know, have me my head like this rocking. So you know what a ron contour is? Thank you, me either. So, anyways, that's who he say I am. So, you know, the question is, who do they say you are? All praises due to Allah. Yes, agrichild.com is doing great. That's just like agriculture, but agrichild, they are the defenders of agriculture, and they are doing absolutely wonderful. They're actually taking a tour around Africa, learning all the 52 countries on the continent of Africa, and you know, learning about its population, the currency, the commodities, their location, whether they're north, south, east, or west, central. They're also learning about the languages, the predominant languages, the national language, as well as the spoken, most common spoken languages. Many of them have several different languages, so they are learning a plethora amount of information, just basic that they may be able to retain to get to know their people who are on that continent of Africa, understanding that they are not the only people that they have, but they are people for us to learn as well. And so they are doing well. I'm excited to bring to you with More Awareness Now, Belle D Couture. I am finally able to wear. Can you check? Look, this garment is absolutely fly. I love it. Sister Dorothea has her line for the fall and winter on Belle D. No, it's bdkboutiques.com. That's bdkboutiques.com. And I can share with you just a little bit right before we bring our guest up. You'll see what you could see if you just went there. BDK Boutiques. And if you see it, it's a nation can rise no higher than its woman. So she keeps us dignified. So this is Belle D Couture. You open up, you can either make an appointment. If you come online, she'll pop in at times and just give you a personal consultation. These are just some of the garments that has on her site. Absolutely fabulous. I love this. I'm excited. I'm ready to get into our guest.
Yes, no doubt. So as we prepare for our illustrious guests that we have assembled for this evening, a couple of things. There's several events going on that if you want to be in an atmosphere of other like-minded people, what's the saying, Sister Shireen? This brother Professor Griff uses like mind, like minds,
That's it.
like
Like
minds, like
mine,
minds.
like
So
mine.
you're
Yes.
looking for like minds to be with, mark your calendar for Tuesday, November the 5th. Yeah, that's tomorrow night from 7 o'clock to 9:30. 7 o'clock p.m. to 9:30. It is the monthly Muhammad Mas number 15 family night. And all of you that are listening are invited. It's guaranteed to be a great family fun filled time. So you come, bring your family, bring your children, bring your husband, your wife, others, and those who are watching. If you're in the Atlanta area, please join us at 3642 Camilton Road, 3642 Camilton Road, 7 o'clock p.m. We have a little food that's available, and you feel free to bring some food items if you would like. But there will be refreshments, sir, not like full plated dinners, because this is a free event. But you are definitely welcome and encouraged to bring items that to share with others. I've seen the pictures. You've seen the pictures online of past events. We want to give kudos to Sister Rosalind Muhammad of Bees Making Honey. Bees Making Honey do a fabulous job of bringing family together, bringing people together, bringing like minds together. So this event is curated by Sister Rosalind Muhammad. So please join us tomorrow evening here in Atlanta at 3642 Campbellton Road for the monthly Muhammad Mas number 15 family night. Also, this weekend is proven to be a very busy weekend. Another event that you want to put on your calendar. Let me bring that up. Why? It's a community event featuring keynote address by um, Atlanta's very own Dr. Rashad Ritchie. Dr. Rashad Ritchie is a noted political strategist here in Atlanta, young brother. Also, most people know him as a radio host here on 1380 WAOK. He has one of the most prolific and uh, most listened to talk show in the community. So can that be seen, Sister Shereen?
Absolutely. Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, shit, the video is off. And so Dr. Rashad Ritchie is the keynote speaker for criminal justice reform event, for the criminal justice reform event. And also our dynamic and brilliant attorney, Brother Mauli Davis, will also be featured at this event. So you want to bring the young people out. That's who the organizers for this event are targeting. Bring out the young people. Um, so that you can get the information to keep us out of off the rolls of the criminal justice system. So that's featuring Dr. Rashad Ritchie as a keynote speaker, and also Brother Mauli Davis for the criminal justice reform. That's being held on this Saturday, November the 9th, at the Briar. Those of you who've been around Atlanta for a long time, the Briar is the new and up-to-date name for the old Omega House. You know, the Omega House over there by Greenbrier Mall, right there on Colonial Colony Parkway. We just call it over by Greenbrier Mall. I never knew the name of that street, but it's over by Greenbrier Mall. The old Omega House is now called the Briars, from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. If you have more questions, you can contact the organizer at 404-645-0437. That's if you have more questions and or to purchase your ticket in advance.
Say that number again, Brother Jaheim.
404 645 0437.
Thank you.
You're quite welcome. Thank you. And this is going to be tricky for me because the next event is also happening this weekend, and it is from our friend of mine, the Money Matters Live show, Brother Palmer Williams Jr. Palmer Williams Jr., a lot of you know from most of the Tyler Perry plays. He has been featured in a lot of Tyler Perry plays, but he's a playwright in his own right, an actor, comedian, singer, like all around entertainer. He's been featured on Mind and Money Matters live show a couple of times during the month of uh, ministry, where we featured a Ministry of Arts and Culture. And he has a play that he's producing this weekend, a star study. He has some big names in his play. This weekend it's called For the Love of, and that starts Friday. It's Friday through Sunday at the Porter Sanford Performing Arts Center in Decatur, the Porter Sanford Performing Arts Center in Decatur. So please go out and support our brother Palmer Williams Jr. and his play as he's taking a break. Oh, he's also on Love Thy Neighbor. You all watch that show on TV. He's the funny character, the humorous character on Love Thy Neighbor. He plays Floyd. Everybody knows Palmer as Floyd. So go out and support his event. You can go to Eventbrite and put in For the Love of, and you will see the various times of those 3 days that the play is going. I think he's doing like 6 productions in 3 days. I think there's at least 2 plays a day. So you can go on and check it out, see what time is most conducive for you. And if you see us in the building, which we will be there, don't act like you don't know us. So looking forward to seeing you there. Now, Sister Shereen, also, real quick, I saw some things that I found very interesting. I think it will lay the backdrop as we talk about financial management, right? The Ministry of Financial Management. I saw, and we'll go into more details throughout possibly through the show and throughout the following next 3 shows this month. This is somewhat depressing. There's a program in Washington, D.C. That's called Fiscally Fit. And I commend those that are the D.C. government for putting on this particular event, because it's designed to help us to become more fiscally fit. But they came out with some statistics. Says statistics published by the DC Fiscal Policy Institute shows that Black median income in the district, so for Black people that live within the District of Columbia, not the surrounding areas, but within the District of Columbia, the median income for Blacks is $42,000 a year. The median income for whites is $134,000 a year. 42,000 versus 134,000. So we definitely have to talk about that and bring that situation up with our guests as we go along. So without any further delay, I know we're ready to hear from those that are doing this. So one of our first guests, not one of, but our first guest is a brother who has been in the financial services industry for well over, what's a decade, 10 years? 2 decades, for well over 2 decades, and is very prominent in the financial services industry. Knows the various products, are able to help you sort through what your needs are. As a matter of fact, I have a personal testimony about that. I contacted several people that I know in the insurance field to get quotes. I knew the degrees of policies that I wanted. So he was one of them. I did a request for proposal, and everybody did respond. So I got his quote back, and it fit within what I was looking for. It fit within the budget range that I had set up. So I said, okay, let's go for it. Now we had to do it was a life insurance. It is a life insurance policy. So we had to do the physical. So go through the physical thing, with all the fluids that they extract from your body and run tests on it. So it was already looking good with the amount that the policy was for the term that I wanted, that it was looking for. So 2 weeks later, my brother calls me up and he said, "Hey, man, you qualify for the super duper premium." So the budget that I was looking for, it was half based upon the physical. It turned out to be half that. I said, "Oh, praise is due to Allah." So I want
Praise
we
be
gonna
to
get his
Allah.
contact information, but please welcome for the first time and hopefully not the last time our brother Kadeem Amir Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum,
Praise
sir.
be. Wa alaikum salam, beloved. How are you?
Doing fine by Allah's grace. Welcome to Mind and Money Matters Live. So you not have to tell that story. I had to tell that
Yeah,
one. Yeah, that
brother.
was that
Well,
was pleasant. I am not what I am pleasantly pleased.
yes, sir. Well, you definitely could tell it. It would be a violation of HIPAA for me to tell anybody you're a client. But praise
Oh, okay, okay.
Allah.
Well,
So praise Allah. And pardon me, brother, the place I'm at, I was hanging out with some brothers for the game, and the reception was so horrible in the building, I had to step outside.
yes, sir.
But we gonna still get the same information across, brother. Thank
Make
you
it happen.
for
Yes, yes.
having me on your show. I'm definitely honored, and I pray it's not the last time.
Yes, sir. Definitely,
Yes,
definitely.
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
the financial service this month, brother Kadeem, we are talking about financial management. And insurance is one of those things that we don't like to talk about in the black community.
That's right.
With your years of experience in financial services industry, one question is why is that? But let's back up a moment. What led you into that industry? I know you were in college at Savannah State studying
Hmm.
something else, and then you got introduced to financial services and made a whole ton of money, and then uh, it has been have been doing it on this line ever since. So, what led you into financial services, and why are we afraid? What is your assessment of why we are afraid of
Yes,
insurance?
sir. Yes, sir. Brother, that's a great question. But I'm gonna make a long story very short, brother. I actually, as a student government official, me and a brother who's actually in Atlanta, we were kind of forced out of college because we had learned some things about the president of the institution at that time. Um, and I ended up getting a job one summer, and I made $100,000 that year as a salesperson. Now I was an engineering major; I wouldn't know anything about sales. Um, and fast forward past that, um, a few years later, I started working for Prudential. That's where I got introduced to the financial industry, and I really loved it. Because with engineering is all math. The financial industry is all math. When I moved to Philadelphia, and I also worked with a financial company there, but then I left the business. I was actually selling cars, brother, and I sold a car to a guy in the financial services business at Aflac. And he was like, wow, man, you should get into the financial services industry. I was like, how do you do that? So he told me what I needed to do. I wasn't going to go to a class. So I purchased all my own books. I read the books, took a class that was only like for 4 days, 10 hours a day. But I just kept reading all the books. I paid for my own exams, my own background checks, and I passed the exam. And the man kept his word. He gave me an opportunity to let me work with Aflac. And one of the things I learned, the market I was in was so saturated. So I learned that financial services in the black community was underserved. So I went to the black community, the mom and pop barbershops, the beauty salons, the mechanic shops, the landscapers, and none of these people had any type of insurance. So I went to them and I became in 3 months in this business where there were other people already there. I became the number one sales agent in the business. And we went to a conference in St. Augustine, and I'll never forget this. There were over 10,000 people in the conference, and maybe four black people in the whole conference. I was one, the brother that went up with me, another brother, and a sister. And I won top salesperson of all of those people, man. And I was just
Wow.
so shocked and surprised at the numbers I was actually doing with our people because it is underserved. But to answer your question as to why we don't like to talk life insurance in particular, we for whatever reason we don't want to talk about death. Death is a reality. You know, we that's a guarantee of life. We are all going to leave here one day. And so most people don't like to talk about death. And then on the flip side of that, depending upon what it is you're trying to do with life insurance, it really truly requires you to share with me some of your personal financial status and condition because there's a suitability law. I cannot offer a product to you that you cannot afford. That becomes violation. And that really, in particular, that's huge in Florida because Florida is a retirement state. And a lot of people in Florida have been taken advantage of by investment advisors, financial advisors, insurance agents. They really have been taken advantage of. So that's it's a federal law, but each state mandates how they are with the law, how they are, or whether they're strong on it or they're kind of okay with it's whatever, you know. So that's one of the things, you know, people don't really want to share with you. The black agent, black people don't really want to share with you, in most cases, their status financially. And I have had that happen to me, you know. I've even gone so much with, because I do financial services and insurance, I have gotten information from clients. I have come back, you know, with charts and graphs and wonderful recommendations. And they've taken all that information and they go over to other agents, generally white agents, and get services. And then when I see them again, because they stop answering the call, I'd be like, hey, what happened? Oh, we went with Bob. And I'd be like, wow, you know. And a story that truly happened, I had some clients to do that. And when the housing market crashed in 2008, they called me, you know, because they couldn't find Bob. And the unfortunate reality was, well, here's my fee. If you really want, you're not going to get me twice. You can come see me, but I need you to bring me $500. And you pay that before we even have a conversation. But I ended up helping them, you know, because now at this point, they had to be very honest about what their financial situation was in order that I can seriously help them and get them out of what they had fallen into. And it was really just about their debt, you know. And a lot of times we live way beyond our means because we are really trying to keep up with the Joneses for whatever reason. You know, too many of us as a people, we do that. And I was able to help them. So I have tons of stories, but it's not about the stories tonight, you know. So
no, it is. I
that's
thank
the
you.
question.
No, I thank you for that because what as you were talking, what I was thinking about is what you just said about us living beyond our means, and you know we hear the phrase all the time that 60% or more of us are, you know, one paycheck away from being destitute. May
Yes,
not be
sir.
that many, even working. One of the
Yes,
things that
sir.
Mrs. Elizabeth Omalami of Hosea Helps, also known as Hosea Feed the Hungry, talks about all the time is 60% of their clientele base are the working poor, those
Yes.
that come. So we have jobs, we have income, but it's not enough to cover the expenses now. So what I'm leading into is, and I know you do financial services, so I would like to extract. We would like to. I know Sister Shireen will come has questions as well. But one of the things one thing I want to prick your brain on is what is the system that you advise your clients on? Now, we may want to invest in stocks and bonds and real estate and insurance policies, but I am a firm believer that you must know your budget. I want to give kudos to Brother Albert Muhammad because early this year he did a Tuesday financial.
Yes.
What was it called, Sister Shireen? Tuesday financial.
I don't remember.
Tuesday night
Financial
financial.
Tuesdays.
Financial Tuesdays, right? And every
Financial
week,
Tuesday. Yes.
right. And so one of the very first thing he talked about, or he and we had the opportunity to participate, was dealing with budgeting. Again,
Yes,
we
sir.
afraid of it. I don't want to put it because we had them do this exercise and only 2 people reported back about what
Yes,
they
sir.
did. So you take a look at what you got coming in and what you
Hmm.
have going out, down to the minutiae of that $1.59 a day, 20-ounce cup of refill Dunkin' Donuts, Dunkin'
Yes,
coffee,
that's right. That's right.
daily. I calculated that. That's kind of like $45 a month, right? A little over 45 bucks a month. So I had
Right.
to readjust some things in order to, because I want to see, okay, I can save this much just by cutting off, that cup of coffee, go and
Absolutely.
buy some coffee and some cream, that sort of thing.
Absolutely.
But my point is budgeting. What are some steps or systems that you recommend? Because again, with the insurance policy, and I've had this happen a few times. Um, when I'm asking for a quote, then I understand the position of the sales rep. Not that I necessarily agree with it, but again, like you said, try to sell you something higher. Well, you can go, I don't want that because I know that
Right.
requires a commitment. Yeah, I can do it, but I don't want to do it. I don't want
Hmm.
that commitment. I want this commitment. Or I don't even tell. I just what you got for me, and you
Hmm.
did it. You showed me what you. Oh, I'm thinking to myself. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. So let's
Yes,
run
sir.
it. I told you let's run it, and then you come back after the physical said it's gonna be half that. So I was super happy,
Yes, sir.
super
You
happy for
you
the
you
same thing.
know, in this business, brother, there is greed. I am tremendously thankful. Believe it or not, a white Jewish man taught me the business.
Okay, I could
Um,
believe that.
yes.
Yeah, that's believable.
And I don't know if that man dead or alive, but I'm thankful for Chuck Schonenberger. Um, but in this business, he said you can't be greedy. So one of the questions I ask, there are several questions I ask, but one question I do ask is, what is your budget? So you have to be honest. In this business, we are paid the first year premiums and insurance policy, 80, 90% of that goes to the agent. So if you're a greedy agent, I'm trying to get you here. But you don't have to be a greedy agent. Go get you a whole lot of clients and service your clients well. Because if I get a whole bunch of people here, all you got to do is stop paying your policy premium. Now I'm in debt to the people I'm in contract with because they paid me up front, you know. So I don't do it that way. I ask my client, what is your budget? And then I try to work within that framework if I can. And most of the time you can, particularly like in your situation, your health, probably because of how to each live, you are in great health. But I have,
Alhamdulillah.
yes, but I have also helped clients who I helped a sister who had high blood pressure. Nobody was taking her.
Right,
I was
right.
able to get her service because she has over a 10-year history of high blood pressure. I was able to help her. It was a little higher, but it was still within her budget, you know. But here's something else too. When I sit down and people tell me I can't afford it, this goes to budget. I have a form and I actually they have to commit to this for 30 days. I want you to write down what you make for 30 days. I want you to write down every penny, nickel, dime, quarter, dollar that you spent. I don't care if you went and bought a peppermint.
Right, right,
I don't care if you went and bought a
right,
can of soda out the whatever, because what we want to be able to look at is where your money is going. Most of the time, people say I can't
right.
afford it. They really don't know where their money is going.
Absolutely.
So at the end of those 30 days, and particularly because I really devote my business to the black community. So particularly, I have to come back and say, you're spending $10 every other day on a pack of cigarettes. You're spending $5 a day on beer because you get them cheap beers or liquor. You're spending, I show them where they're spending their monies unnecessarily, and not even all of that money, but some of that money can pay for a life insurance policy. And some of that money, depending upon what they're really trying to do, can even pay for a health insurance policy. So
Right.
I have to do that most of the
Absolutely.
time with our people. And really depending upon where you're at with respect to your income, we could talk about other things because believe it or not, life insurance policy, I learned this from some white guys out of Utah who had been emailing me for years and I had been ignoring them. But life insurance policies are used by wealthy people as investment tools. If
Mm.
anybody has ever gotten any money from a life insurance policy, you know you don't pay any taxes on that money. Well, there's a life insurance policy called an IUL or Index Universal Life Policy. You can put $100,000 a month or a year in your policy, whatever you can afford. You got to have money to do it. And it grows substantially in cash value. And you can borrow from yourself all you want. An insurance company don't question you. You can call them up and say, hey, I need you to send me a check for $100,000. Well, if you have that in cash value, they'll say, Mr. Muhammad, we'll send your check out tomorrow. If you pay it back, great. If you don't, it doesn't matter.
It just
Whatever
comes
you
off your
borrow
face
would just
value.
come out of it comes out of the death benefit,
Hmm.
you know. But they use it because wealthy people pay taxes, estate taxes when they die, you know, and they hate taxes. So they generally teach their family use the money from the policy to pay the estate taxes so you're not taking money from the wealth that we've generated or created for you. People
Wow.
use the IUL in place of a 401k because you can use the IUL as a retirement plan. People use the
What is an
IUL,
IUL, sir?
an Index Universal Life Policy.
Okay.
And some people use it as an investment for their child's education. And if you start early with your child, and you don't have to put that kind of money in it, but most people that have them doing that. But I have a client, she puts in 20,000 a year into it, into that policy, and she's single, she doesn't have children, but she's trying to create a retirement for herself because she's a barber. So she's using that as a way to create some money for herself later on in life. So
Fantastic. I'm
there's
glad you
so many
mentioned that.
ways to use a life insurance policy. Yes, sir.
Glad you mentioned that, especially dealing with for businesses. So before we bring in Sister Shireen with her questions, we're talking to Brother Kadeem Amir Muhammad, and how can we reach you? How those are the listed. Say, okay, I got
Hmm.
20 stacks over here. I need to hide somewhere. I need to place somewhere. What per
Yes,
year? How can they reach you?
brother, my direct line is always on, and my number is 404-426 4385. 404-426-4385. And you can
Fantastic.
always contact me. And it's also health insurance. That's really, really big. You know, right now open enrollment is happening, and I'm really seriously encouraging people to get health insurance. And I'm honest with them. If they can't afford it, and I know they can't, I direct them to healthcare.gov. And healthcare.gov is the Obamacare, and it's strictly based on income. If that's where you have to go, listen, move your pride to the side. You get major medical thanks to President Obama and what he set up with that program. Whether you have pre-existing conditions, it doesn't even matter. You cannot be declined for health insurance on healthcare.gov. Only way you are declined is if they determine you make too much money for the program.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Thank you for that. I'm listening. So for all of those entrepreneurs, sidepreneurs that are listening, we definitely want to contact Brother Kadeem or someone in the financial services profession to help set up your retirement or start looking at, when you're no longer able to work or want to work, how to set up things for the future. Sister Shereen, questions?
Yes, sir. Hi, Latham.
Wa alaikum salam, Sister Shereen. How are you?
I'm doing well, sir. Thank you. Now, my question has to deal with what has worked in terms of being able to communicate with us effectively so that we would desire to take advantage of some of the products that you're offering in her health insurance or life insurance. What
Yes.
what works with us? What helps us get past what the most honorable Elijah Muhammad refers to as our greatest impediments, which is fear and ignorance.
When a person is willing to sit down with me and we have the conversation, you know, I am bound, and I have to tell him, I am bound by privacy laws. Like I was sharing with Jock, he could have said, "Hey, I'm a client." I can't say he's a client. So I'm bound by privacy laws. So I let them know, whatever you're sharing with me, this is our conversation. And I have a list of questions that I ask. And I go through several steps depending upon the situation. I may have to, I'm definitely going to do a needs analysis with them that pretty much lets them know what their net worth is. And that's important. A person needs to know their net worth. You know, you have liquid assets, you have non-liquid assets. You know, people have money that they don't even know they have money. People have policies that they mama or their grandmama got on them and they don't even know they have access to the policy. And the policies may have grown in cash value. So it really starts with the conversation with the individual and his or her willing to be honest about where they're at. And too many times I have had this, now it's not 100% of the time, but too many times we don't want to really discuss where we're at financially because I'm gonna say it like this: we fronting most of the time, and it's not a need to front. I'm here to help you, not hurt you, not talk about you, not even. It's not even about that for me. I want to help change your current condition because the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us that debt is slavery. So even if a person has too much debt, I show them these are ways you can start clearing up debt. I use different systems. I don't agree with 90% of the things that Dave Ramsey say, but I like how he teach people how to get out of debt. You know, and I mean Susie Orman, she has a process. I don't agree with everything, but every financial advisor has his or her own system. If I have to show you how to get out of debt, because if you literally cannot afford the product, I'm not going to give up on you. You can't afford it because you have too much debt. So what we're going to do for the next 6 months to a year is clear up some debt, which is going to free up money for you to be able to get a premium, pay a premium on a life insurance policy. And really, I'm really push on a person health insurance. I really think you have to have both. And let me say why I say that. I'm a cancer survivor. And I
Hello.
remember 6 months prior to me being diagnosed with cancer, I had quit my job because I had opened up a business. Now, 6 months later, I'm getting diagnosed, and the first thing they asked me for was my insurance card. I just, I never threw them away. They were in my wallet. I gave them to the lady, and I'm praying like, "Oh Allah, I have no insurance." That was November 2001. I had surgery with no chemo in February 2002. They never ever came to me about no insurance. After my first visit, after about 2 months, 2 or 3 months of recovery, I shared this with the doctor. He said, if you had no insurance, I would not have done your surgery. If you even had to share that story with me, I would not have done your surgery. You know, so I encourage people right now because of Obamacare, it forced big insurance companies to come out with what's called short term policies. They're inexpensive, but you are covered. However, with the short term policies, and unlike Obamacare, they will look at pre existing conditions, but generally they'll tell you we won't deal with your pre existing condition for 12 months. You know, so even some of that is inexpensive. But to answer your question, it really starts with the conversation and how open. And trust me, since I have had to dig, and I just get bottom line. Do you smoke weed? How much do you spend? You know, because generally you can tell. And I ask
Oh,
them,
oh yeah, oh yeah.
yeah, are you doing? I have to be with them like that with them because most people don't want to tell you the truth. But when they get it all out, and I'd be like, wow, it's really not bad like you think it is. Most of the time, it's in our mind. We believe we won't get approved for a thing. Most companies want to do your business. It's only a few things. If you're not going to die tomorrow, you can get a life insurance policy. You have health issues, you can get it. It may cost you a little bit more because you have a health issue. But do you know that every year on the anniversary date of your policy, you can get another physical exam? And if you're in a better physical health, they'll reduce your premium for you. But you have to request it. If you don't request it, they're not coming to you. They'll keep getting your premium for you every month.
And I'm glad you answered it in that way, because that was leading to the next question that I had, or at least statement, in terms of what I believe people are afraid of. And afraid of being embarrassed, afraid
Yes.
of their dirty laundry being all over social media or the block,
Right.
right? And so, people are hiding because they don't want anyone to know, what's happening inside. So they
Yes.
keep that under wraps, right? But, one of the things that, as a person who deals with health and human services from a counseling perspective, you really can't hide. You think
Right.
you're hiding, you know, and that helps you to feel comfortable. But the person outside of you sees that. It's like trying to hide your sleepy, right? And you keep yawning. And you say, "No, I'm not sleepy," but you keep yawning. Like obviously you're sleepy, right? So
Absolutely.
issues are shown, even if we're masking it with wearing certain clothes or whatever, jewelry, having a nice car but no place to live and things like that. It becomes obvious after a while that that's not the reality of this, and or whatever. But then to get the help that you need. So as a person who is assisting like yourself, what I find that helps is giving people the hope. So what you're saying in terms of you helping people to know that there is a way out of this,
Hmm.
you sharing the fact that you're a cancer survivor and that you are able to get insurance, and then your insurance rate is able to improve as your health improves. That's
That's right.
important to know. I think for people to know. So thank you for coming on the show and sharing. And I pray to Allah that your phone becomes overloaded with customers calling you.
I pray to Allah that my phone
Thank-
just blows up
right,
tonight.
right. To get that financial advisement,
Right. Yes,
as
ma'am.
well as look into what products that they can get to help them.
Let me add this because I did mention the fee earlier. I don't charge a fee. I charge the people a fee that took my services, took it to somebody else, then came back and needed me. You
Right,
get
right, right.
you get free consultations with me. You can call. You definitely get a free quote on health insurance. You get a free quote on life insurance. I do not charge a fee for those
And
things.
what is that number
Um,
again, sir?
that
Oh,
number is
404-426-4385.
4385. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
So they can definitely get the free quotes. And I'm always available. I make myself available. And with the technology
Are
today,
you like that
you
dude
know,
that comes on the radio saying I answer all the time? Like you call me
no,
at 3 in the morning
no,
and I
you
answer
call,
the phone. Like
no,
even when I'm on vacation, I answer
uh,
every single time. Are you just
So right. I hate that
no.
how
commercial.
you doing?
I'm not that guy. I'm not that guy. Because if you call me at 2 o'clock in the morning, it better be my mama in an emergency, my daughter's mother in an emergency, because you might not get to pleasant me at 2 o'clock in the morning. But you know what? You said that, sister, and I had a client of mine who had a death, and she
Mm,
did call me in the wee hours of the morning. Her mother passed away. And one of the things I did, and I'm not required to do, but I take care of my clients as best I can. I contacted the insurance companies for her. I was like, listen, I'll handle all of this part for you, so you can just take your time with your family and get things organized with your mother. I told the funeral home, listen, I'm the agent. They do have the policy. Once you all give me the death certificate, I'll make that transition smooth. So those types of services, I've had that to happen once. with that sister when her mother passed away. So, I could imagine that was devastating for the family. So I did go above and beyond for her. And I will do that for my clients.
So he's
But
also not
you're not
on call
advertising
24 hours to purchase,
No.
but he's on call 24 hours to
it.
assist once you do purchase. Praise be to
Yes.
Allah.
Yes.
That's all
No,
I
ma'am.
have, Brother Jai.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just gonna say
Yep.
that I hate that commercial that she's talking about because I think it's an attorney. When is he in court? You gonna answer your phone while you in court while you
Right, you gonna
pleading?
disrespect the judge like
Right.
I promise I will always be.
Right. I was answering the call. You working on my case and Shireen calls you and you gonna stop working on my case to answer her call? Really?
Listen, listen. Commercials cost money. They're charging a lot of money, and they probably have a staff
Oh,
of
they do have it
interns
right. Right.
answering those
Absolutely.
phones.
Answer the phone call. Yeah, this
That's
is
how that
Mike.
thing
Yeah,
go.
this is Mike. Everybody that
Right.
answer the phone name is Mike. Even the girl name is Mike. Right.
You're right. It stands for
Answer.
Micah.
I was like, okay, how does he do that? He just clones himself.
Right. Right. For
Yes.
me, he
Yes.
discredits himself. Brother Kadeem, thank you. I forgot to mention, Brother Kadeem was one of the co-hosts and panelists on the This Week in the Final Call podcast that we will resume when everybody's schedules get back in get back
You
in
know what?
sync.
I'm excited about that, brother. Well, it's open enrollment right now, so
That's what I said. With
um,
everybody's schedule,
yeah,
we're
give me up
probably
to
looking
December
at
15th.
right. We'll be looking at the beginning of the year.
I'm dealing with
Yes.
open enrollment right now. And I'm like,
With
okay, well, what am I gonna choose? Like, I think I gotta do it today. I don't
No, you have until the 15th of December.
no, I think on my job is I think it's over this week.
Well, yeah,
I'm gonna log.
what
I
that
gotta
means
log in
is
the computer today.
your job is trying to say, hey, let's get this done, let's get it out of the way.
Yeah, they want it
That's what
done. I
they're
think
doing.
today is
That's that soft deadline. The hard deadline now, Sister Shireen, you
Yeah.
found out is December the 15th. So
yeah,
you
no,
Right,
can go
right.
no. When it comes
woosah.
to the job, they have a schedule.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, absolutely. They're dealing with an agent or a company that, look, let's just
And
get
not
this
only that,
done.
they got 6,000 employees, so they can't wait till December the 14th.
Oh no, that's a lot of
So,
processing,
like I said,
you
that's a
know.
soft close. But Brother Kadeem, if you're able to
Absolutely.
stick around for a minute, please do, because we're about
Absolutely.
to
The whole
bring
show. I will be here.
on all praises due to Allah. We're honored to add to this discussion on creating wealth, one of Wealth Builders International's very own. He's internationally known to rock the microphone.
The rap skills is coming up, brother Kadeem.
Yeah,
Oh
I'm
I'm
set.
excited.
no.
Is it Dougie?
I'm setting him up. He's been all over the planet Earth dropping knowledge. He's uh how long? 40-year student of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad under the
Out of here.
direction of the 40. He was with the honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan when he started rebuilding this great
Wow.
nation
Brother Eric
of
Duray. I didn't know
Islam.
you was that much older than 40.
He's traveled all over the world as a correspondent and writer for the Final Call newspaper, the boldest, baddest newspaper, not
Say
just
that. Say
black
that.
owned,
Right. That's
but
right. That's right.
newspaper on the
That's
planet
right.
Earth. I've had the opportunity to travel throughout America with him. He's very well known and respected in all circles, all types of. He introduced me to some folk. I'm like, man, I never knew these people existed,
Mm.
and they show him much respect as he traveled around. Mr. Hospitable definitely is Mr. Tactful and knows how to have a conversation with any and everybody. Uh, they become his best friends in a matter of seconds with the skills that he has. So we're honored to have him on Mind and Money Matters live show. I think it's his first time, but we've had his children on the show
Mm.
before, displaying their creative writing talents. So please welcome uh, a son of Stokely Carmichael, aka Kwame Baba
Kwame
Kwame
Ture.
Ture, the
Yes.
brother who introduced the term Black Power to us here in the hills of North America. Brother Eric Toure Muhammad. Assalamu alaikum, sir.
Wa alaikum salam, and thank you everyone for allowing me the opportunity. Can you all hear me okay?
We hear you very clear. We know this is what you
I
do.
see numbers on the whiteboard in the back. Oh my
Like,
goodness. I feel like I'm about to go
you know, this man, he is, I forgot to mention, I forgot to mention, he's also a social media, he's a social media sensation. He has his own podcast. So we're honored to be on your podcast now, brother. I know you shared the word with your thousands of followers. So hopefully, I know they're tuned in to hear what their fearless leader has to say. So, brother Eric, as you know, we're talking about financial management. Now, it's a broad subject matter, it's a broad spectrum. So we're doing our best to focus in. So, brother Kadeem dealing with the financial services, insurance, health insurance, life insurance, and other wealth building tools. So we invited you on because you represent a wealth building aspect as well. So you care to share with the listening audience what that is?
All right. Well, first, I gotta say honestly, Kadeem, you messed me up, brother. You really you took me somewhere that I've been going in the last few weeks and months of travel, and I think it's really one and the same in terms of keeping it streamlined and focused for tonight's conversation, Brother Jaheed, Sister Shireen. But what I do, I'm a wealth builder. Okay, I teach wealth building from home. I teach people how to control the finance under their own roof. Doesn't matter who the president is, who the governor is, who the mayor is.
That's right. That's
people,
right.
None of that, because none of them can put your children to sleep comfortably at night. None of them can stop the stomach wall from meeting the spine day to day.
The stomach wall from meeting the spine. Oh, man. My God.
So,
that sounds painful.
Right. So we're charged with provision as a responsibility.
Uh-oh.
You know, so yes, I've been with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan now a little more than 40 years. Thank Allah much. And truth be told, it's only in the last 10 to 15 years that I've really started to get a grasp as an infant in this teaching of the teaching. And so now I look for vehicles by which I can be that provider. I look for vehicles where I can be that teacher. I look for vehicles where I can be that exemplar, you know, so that we can all be on a greater or better footing. But just before Kadeem, so my wealth building, my product is money. Gold is money, you know.
That's right.
Cash is cash. It's a fiat. It's a piece of paper. Minister Farrakhan told me it's toilet paper. He called it trash. And the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about in one of his, probably in several lectures, but one in particular, where he said, one day you're going to be rolling it up like a cigar and smoking it.
That's right.
So that paper has lost tremendous amount of value. But gold is a pure asset. It's a pure asset. And that allows you to truly save. So there's a couple of things I just want to hit on real quick, starting from Brother Jaheed's intro of tonight. And he talked about, and I was familiar with the Fiscal Policy Institute, and you talked about the staggering numbers that they offered, okay? But I need you to understand that it is worse than that.
Mm-hmm.
We have to look at it not from the income medium, but look at the net worth.
Oh, yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So
yes, sir.
It was staggering because the gap will never close. That's the point I'm making, because the net worth will never, ever be equated with the income by which anyone earns, because incomes are based on a job, and the job is based on the employer's need, and the employer will only pay for what he or she wants, not your value. Okay, so
yes, sir.
But you messed me up. I just want to share a couple of things in that line. The Boston Globe came out with a report. Many of you might have read it.
I was just about to mention that one. Yeah, yeah.
Report.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. We've talked about that on this show several times.
Man, in Boston.
Yeah, and the city,
one of the most affluent cities in the hills of North America,
Yes, sir.
and the net worth of Black life is $8 US.
Yes, sir. The net worth.
The net worth is $8 US. Now, how do they base that? They base it basically because net worth is determined by subtracting debts from assets, right?
Right.
The only thing we know about assets is that we go to
Oh.
a club.
It's a
We watch
family show,
movies.
brother. It's a family show, brother.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
But we felt you about them assets.
Yes, sir. So you understand?
Yes, sir.
When the Honorable Minister and Sister Shereen opened it up, talking about business and warfare, the 3 sciences that were taught that the Congress would not teach, the science of business, the science of breeding or mating, and the science of warfare. These 3 things could not be taught to the so-called Negro because we will get a grasp and a handle on what the slave master had done to us, and they can be overtaken. They
That's
didn't want
right.
that. That came about during the inception of Howard University. All right. So what that Boston Globe story did, and everyone should really look at it. We really should look at it because then it speaks hardcore to the reasons of why we're in the conditions we are. And that will allow us to be more honest with Kadeem when he does an assessment of our bottom line. Okay. So let me approach it this way. I mean, it really messed me up, man. Y'all blew my wig piece like, woo. y'all really. Okay, so business warfare. The one thing that they took out of, I'm talking about the US government school system, education system, they took an aspect out to make sure, there was a couple of them, but 2 in particular, geography and economics. They removed it and then dressed it up and gave you another definition for economics. But the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan told us that economics has a Latin derivative of oikonomia or Greek oikonomia, which means management of household.
Wow.
So when economics was taught,
okay.
economics was taught in the school systems.
Home ec.
It was home ec. That's right. You learn how to iron. You learn how to sew.
Right,
You learn how to
right.
cook. You learn how
Make
to clean.
biscuits.
You learn how to keep home.
Make pizza. Yeah.
Right. Then you moved on, and you had what was tied to that for the male version of it. You had workshop. So you learn how to bend metals and make things with your hands, because that was the state of a nation trying to build a nation and teaching its citizens to do for self. But it had to be removed because this country was dependent on the so-called Negro, one slave. All right. And they had to develop a working nation in order to live residually off of our labor. You with me?
Gotcha.
Okay,
yes. Yes.
So
go ahead.
they came with a new term of economics to fool us, to take us away from looking at the root of managing a household. Because if you can manage your household, you can manage a nation. Thus, you have no need for the slave master. Your dependency on them is over. So they came back and they say economics is a social science that studies the production, the distribution, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
Services, right?
Right.
They come back and say economics forces on the behavior of interaction of economic agents and how economics work. So you know how we were taught never define a word with a word?
Right.
Well, that's what they do to muck up the waters, to muddy it all up. And so they create all these titles behind it. And we never get to the practicality of what the Honorable Elijah Muhammad has given us through the Savior, which was doing for self. The main principle of a wealth builder is to pay yourself first.
Okay.
That's right.
That's the absolute number one principle, main.
We talked about, I know you're very familiar with him. We talked about A.G. Gaston's I think it's the green principle.
Yes, sir.
We talked about that on the program last year. Thank you for reminding me. But the first principle, A.G. Gaston, is pay yourself first.
And A.G. Gaston was one of my first teachers.
Yes, sir. One of probably the richest black man ever in America. Yeah, so much they didn't know.
Not truly documented, but yes, I would have to say.
Yeah, they never knew. Right. They never knew how. Because
he and his wife Minnie.
Right.
I'll be pleased. I mean, they were giants. Okay. So look, Pay yourself first. George Clason did a book called The Richest Man in Babylon.
Right,
And in
right.
that book,
Yes.
he says that if you do not pay yourself at least 10% of your earnings, you do not possess the seed of greatness.
Wow.
Just straight out to, hey, you don't possess it. You're not a God.
Wow.
If you can't hold on
Wow.
to 10 cents to $1, there's no God in you.
Wow.
That's the very first chapter. He opens up with this. Okay, pay yourself first. All right, so we got the economics piece out the way. Coming back to Kadeem and just showing how this management piece works. Man, y'all really did me in. Okay, so $8 is the U.S. net worth of Blacks living in the city of Boston. They have another statistic that tell you that the Dominican community is worth 0
Ouch. Really?
in the same city.
Really?
Whites are somewhere around the 252,000, I think.
Right. 243,000.
Yeah. You see, so is it about
That's a
race?
huge difference.
Yeah. Is it about race? You ain't got to ask that question. You know, you have to ask the question. But how do we close the gap? We don't worry about the gap. What we do is worry about our household.
Okay.
That's what we do.
One household at a time.
One household at a time. So we teach 3 things from our area of wealth building and Carrot Bars International, which I'm affiliate. All right. We save in gold. We pay ourselves first. We'll take the near valueless dollar and exchange it or trade it for pure gold. But not just any kind of gold. We have the grade of gold that is designed, that nations use to pay off debt. Okay, that's what we use. And it creates not only a business for you if you choose to do it as a business, but it creates primarily a savings platform where you can create a hedge against inflation in your household. Brother Kadeem talked about the IRAs and 401s and so forth. I got in trouble with a lot of believers a few months ago because I did a post. I said, you say you don't gamble, but what do you think a 401, an IRA, or a Roth account is? It's gambling because you're betting that your income will produce the savings for you that will give you a lifelong, it'll help you in your golden years. You know, and that's a farce. It cannot happen. All right. So I met with a gentleman. I don't know if you were with me, Brother Jahi, when we were traveling, but this man was talking to me about the $500,000 that he had amassed in retirement fund. And he had done it within 30 years. And he was retiring now at 60. That was amazing. The fact that you could even amass that kind of money, working 30 years in a job in America, and you amass $500,000. But I had to say to him, honestly, you know, that's commendable as the science of the practicality, because you truly manifesting paying yourself first. But how well did you pay yourself? You see, because $500,000 over a period of 25 years, because he was retiring at 60. So the average age of the male today, mortality rate is 85. So he has another 25 years to live off of $500,000. That's only $20,000 a year, folks. That's $1,667 a month. That's $414 some odd dollars a week. That's $59 a day. And you're already working before you retire under your means. So now you're retiring on 40% less of what you were earning that you weren't making enough of in the first place. Here's the other part. Today's dollar, since it came off the gold standard in 1971, has lost 97% of its value. That means for every dollar bill is worth 3 cents.
Since it came off the gold standard in
Since coming off the
1971.
gold standard. Now, originally, they pulled it out of circulation in 31 because the Savior came. That's a whole nother teaching. But they pulled it in 31. Nixon, Tricky Dick, made it the standard to remove it from the standard in 71 because nobody wanted America's dollar. They said, give us the gold, but we don't want your dollar. Because Europe was king of import at the time into the United States. So now Nixon and his folks and their conventional wisdom, they knew there was something that existed that no one else had access to in terms of developed, so-called developed nations. And that was oil. So he removed the standard, created oil as the currency or the asset that backed the dollar. And as a result, they got to moving, okay? And so now the gold is gone, the dollar's backed by oil, and now everybody needed the US dollar. Then something else happened. What else happened is that the nations eventually developed and they began to now create their own ways of getting oil, accessing it, refining it, and not needing America's hand in it anymore. So now you have this fluctuating dollar. It floats, all right? So the US dollar worth 3 cents worldwide. I don't have any of those with me tonight. I don't have any toilet paper with me, but I have cash gold. All right, now cash gold, now inside of it is pure gold sitting in the center of the note. If you pull out a dollar bill, you read along the top of your dollar bill, it says Federal Reserve Note. That is debt, ladies and gentlemen. If you have a house note, you have a mortgage, you have a house note. If you have a car that you have not fully paid for, you have a card note. If you have student loans out the hizzy, it's still a note. You see, because note signifies debt. If everybody was to pay off all their debts in America and nothing was owed, America would collapse because America is a system that runs off of debt. This is 1/10 of a gram of gold. Now I can do hocus pocus, abracadabra. I can wave a magic wand over a dollar bill. I can close my eyes and say, hocus pocus or abracadabra, be $1 million. That $1 bill will still be $1. But when you have an asset, something that appreciates over time, this one is nice and crisp because my wife hid it from me. All right. But this is cash gold. This is 1/10 of a gram of gold that we purchased, I think at the time was like $4. Now, what's the difference between this and the US dollar? If gold today was to go up to $2,000 a gram, this 1/10 of a gram would be worth $200 because you're dealing with value and not cost. Cost relates to debt. Value relates to assets. And savings is when you can effectively take an asset and hold it and allow it to appreciate over time. I don't care what you do with your dollar bill. I don't care what you do with it. You can put it in a mattress. You can stuff it in a cookie jar. You can put it in a shoe box. You can put it in a place where Big Mama and them used to keep their peach cobbler. It ain't going to grow in value. I guarantee it. I guarantee it. All right. So we teach wealth building. Pay yourself first, the number one principle. How do we know it's a principle of Islam? Because the most honorable Elijah Muhammad taught us from the Savior, we must do for self. Self-preservation. When the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan talks about business as warfare, he talks about the fact that the war is for Black survival. So we have a wonderful teaching. We have a wonderful faith tradition. And we have the true solution for the ills of not just Black America, but of all of humanity with this teaching. Now we need to marry on that other aspect of the teaching to the vehicle by which everything's attained. So Allah gave us gold. He came door to door knocking with silk and gold. He came with it. Our problem book speaks to the gold. Our problem book speaks to the luxury, the money, the good homes and friendship in all walks of life that we would achieve. But in order to understand that successfully, we have to have a means by which we're taught the next steps. And these, in my humble opinion, being able to save in a pure asset is a next step. Lastly, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, we were with him in Nashville. That's what we did, the Business and Warfare Seminar. I think it was Nashville, Tennessee. And the minister pulled out a gold coin, a 1 ounce coin. And he said he had met with the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in 1961 at the breakfast table. And the messenger pulled out a coin like that and tossed it on the table. He said, brother, one day that's going to be the new medium of exchange. Later, I would hear of the message saying that we were going to be introduced to it, but it's going to come from another country, from outside the country. That was the word, outside the country. At the time that the messenger introduced that coin to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, gold was $35 an ounce. When he introduced that coin in Nashville, he had just purchased it for $1,200 an ounce. Today, gold is over $1,500 an ounce. I stack gold. I stack gold-backed cryptocurrency. I support my laundry lobby business through gold. I support my family and their future through gold. I leverage the income in my house through gold. It's a weekly commission that comes to me through gold on this gold issued MasterCard. Because gold carries no debt. So therefore, you can't ask me questions. I mean, you can ask me, but it's, you know, there's no such thing as, well, how much interest do I get? You don't get interest on assets. You only get interest on debts. Well, how much does it cost me? Assets do not cost you. Debt is costly, you see? And when we seek to educate, as your show does, creating platforms to inspire people to look at money management differently, the first step in it is to know what is true money. Minister Farrakhan said, we do all kinds of things to get it. This was a direct conversation he had with me. I was blessed. He said, some of us jive to get it, connive to get it, lie to get it. Some of us wait for others to die to get it. And we've seen that over and over because the slave master and their children, they don't fight over this. They don't go through those changes for paper dollars. They secure assets. They secure land. Why do we secure land? Because it is real estate. Why did the Most Honorable refer to this as real estate? He said, because it is the only thing that is real, tangible. You go into the earth and you can bring out food and nutrition and vegetation and lumber and textiles for building. You can also bring out his asset, which is gold. So all of it is married together. Now, this is a last point that I want to appeal to the Muslims directly. We were charged in the late 90s, maybe mid 90s, with a dollar amount as a gift to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, known as our Savior's Day gift. That Savior's Day gift is designed to show our appreciation for a man that we can never thank Allah enough for. And we came up with a sum paltry in the sense of all that the minister has given us in terms of extension of life. We came up with the amount of $1,000. So from that point on, we were moving with $1,000. But now we have to look at how our nation has grown. We have to look at our 9 ministries and what is needed. And when you think about something like the Task Force of Financial Management, check this out. $1,000 today in spending power, you can't, it will not give you, that $1,000 will not give you $1,000 in spending power. So the $1,000 we gave to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan on a yearly or annual basis from the 90s, in order to equal $1,000 US in spending power, you have to now give him 1,796. You have rents that are going up every day.
Right.
You're paying for more light and more, you're paying more rent for less house. You're paying more light bills, more gas bills. They have new valorium taxes that are introduced on cars and vehicles. I mean, all kind of stuff. Everybody's out there trying to get it because the cost of living is only being adjusted by the slave master to make sure he gets what he needs. So you have rent adjustments that go annually. If you're renting from a place, next year your rent is going up 3% or it's going up, whatever it is. These things go up because they're trying to meet their needs so they don't have to come out of their comfort zone and do anything differently. However, your income doesn't grow with his need. Inflation is when you're paying more for products, goods, and services with the same amount of money. And we need price stability. And that's what gold or any asset offers. It offers a level of price stability. And when you have price stability inside your home, you literally leverage the household and you stretch what you have. Brother Jahi knows that I was working anywhere from 87 to 90 hours a week in the hospitality industry. I've been in Karatbars in 1 year. I work maybe 2 days a week now. I do conferences all over the country. And now we have a conference come up, we're doing workshops in Atlanta called Financial Freedom. It doesn't begin till December the 21st, but you'll get more about that. But
Right.
financial freedom.
Do you have an
Housing-
event coming up? Do you have an event coming up this weekend?
We do. We're at Mosque number 4. This Saturday, November 9th, Brother Frank Muhammad and Brother Vernon will be doing the presentation there. I have to go to Memphis and do a presentation in Memphis, Tennessee with Mr. Ty Best. But at Mosque number 4, we have Muhammad's economic program. There we go. Under the Ministry of Trade and Commerce. And we're traveling from city to city, offering the solution on how to stabilize and make the reality of Mr. Muhammad's vision for us as a nation realized. We have a situation where we were blessed. Brother Jahi was with me in Elizabeth City, North Carolina, and we were with Bishop Ernest Sutton at his church. Now, what was powerful about what we were blessed to do there, Bishop Sutton, his church was saving, and you'll probably appreciate this, Brother Kadeem. Bishop Sutton had a deposit in the commercial bank there locally. That deposit was more than $250,000. And when he looked at the interest on debt that was given back against that money, it totaled $375. They put it in the bank thinking they were going to make money and leverage themselves because that's what's taught. That's what's trained. We're not taught. That's what's trained. He came back with $375.
On $250,000.
$250,000. I'm using the low end of the several accounts. All right. So we were blessed to assist in creating a vehicle by which he could insulate his believers, the parishioners, so you wouldn't just be subjugated to fish fries and chicken dinners and doing those traditional things that we do, car washes, but never allowing you to endow the institution by which you say you need, because you're looking to propagate the faith. Charity, we look at it now as a debt. We look at charity like a bill. You walk by the secretary's table, we're like, man, I just put my name down. This is my nation number. And then you try to go around. Oh, I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back.
So wait, it's not a bill. It's like goes in my budget as a bill. I'm like, okay, this much for national, this much for obligatory,
Look,
this much for the economic blueprint. It is a part of the budget.
This past Savior's
Help
Day.
me out where it's not gonna be a bill.
All right, we can, because this past Savior's Day, we donated to the Honorable Mr. Louis Farrakhan 53 grams of gold. 53 grams on our own designed charity card. Y'all recognize the figures in that card?
Yes,
The
sir.
center of it is a full gram of gold.
I see the three who's backing me up.
Go ahead and teach. Talk to the world. Tell it whether they like it or
Come
not.
on now.
And we gave 53 grams. And much of that gold was free. So we helped Bishop Sutton insulate his congregation. The board opened up a corporation. That corporation now signed under, and I don't like using the term under, but signed with the bishop as a business partner in the world of Karatbars. Then the church members signed under the corporation. And now they all save 1 gram of gold per month. It is leveraged to the church to the point Some are doing it as a business. Some are doing it independently, just savings. But they've all committed to give 1 gram of gold per month, not to the church, saving for themselves. And here's the difference. They earn a commission. Commission is different than interest because you're operating off of the value of the asset. So in earning that commission monthly, they've earned enough in the previous month to pay the note for the building, to pay the utilities for the building, to pay off the expenses that are usually incurred week to week. The pastor no longer needs a salary, for lack of a better term, or a stipend. The first lady doesn't need anything. And believers there are giving out of what they have earned, but they're giving freer, not freely.
So right now,
freer.
you can correct me if I'm wrong. The gram is about $67 and something.
In Carabosse, yes, it's about probably about $68 at the moment.
So each parishioner or member is paying the $67 a month. They get the gram, and whatever the residual is goes to the church or to the institute.
No, everybody gets residual.
Okay.
Everyone gets residual.
But I'm saying that, so they help me out.
Okay.
I bought this pen.
All right.
Right? I get the pen, I hold the pen.
You hold it in your account.
Oh, it's in my account, it's not in my hand.
Right. See, because you got a free gold savings account. It all starts from a free position.
So I put the money into an account.
Your own gold bank.
My old gold bank.
That you have access to 24 hours, 7 days a week. You can take it out if you want to. You just want
I just want to be clear, right? So putting that in the bank, my own gold bank.
Yes.
Right. What remunerations, Brother Jahi's favorite word?
No, his favorite word is concator. We'll get back to that in a minute.
Do I get, and what remunerations does the institution get, or who gets? Because you said everybody. Who is everybody?
So this is the short of it. From a free gold savings account, you earn a monthly commission, and what happens is if you're signed with Brother Jahi, Sister Shireen, and you commit to saving a ounce of gold, a gram of gold a month, and you have others, your family members, anyone else that signed with you, and they save an ounce of gold a month, this accumulates in our own ecosystem. So for every €2 that is contributed to that ecosystem, you earn a point. That point determines the level of commission that you can receive. You can receive anywhere from 0.5% to up to 6% into infinity. All right. So when it's tabulated at month's end, it's not only considering what you have on account, but what your whole organization has done. And so if all of you are signed under Jahi's 1 gram a month is not just 1 gram a month is being calculated. It's his gram plus everybody he's brought, your gram and everybody they brought, and their grams. You follow so far? All right. So when that calculation comes, a commission is determined. And when that commission is determined at the beginning of the following month, that commission hits your account, it hits Jahi's account, it hits everybody that each of you have brought. And that's it.
Okay.
And it all comes out. It all comes out on these.
Brother Jahi, is it time for me to ask questions?
Oh yes. It's your show. Absolutely.
So this is the question that I have, right? Because a gram of gold is like $48 and change right now. The last time that I checked. So, it fluctuates like, whatever the time period, it fluctuates at least every day. But sometimes several times a day it goes up and down, right?
Yeah, but not by much.
Right, not much. But the cost right now is around about $48 and something for a gram of gold. So what is the $20 difference? Because I signed up under Sister Karen Jai.
You did.
A while ago.
I've been working with some of your.
I looked up the gram
of gold. With some of the people that you signed up with, as a matter of fact.
Pardon?
I've been working with some of the people you signed, as a matter of fact. when
when I looked up how much a gram of gold costs versus how much Karatbars charges, it's a $20 difference. So help me understand that part, because that stalemated me.
Okay. So how much does it cost to join Karatbars? Now I'm walking you through it for a reason. How much it costs to join Karatbars?
No, it didn't cost anything to join.
Okay, so free. So in Karatbars, it's true. You can go to several gold exchanges. You can look up anything. You see spot checks of $48, $50, even some less. But more than likely, you cannot get 1 gram of gold for that amount. It has to be on a sliding scale where you would get several pieces plus you pay the fees. All right. So you can't get just generally, you can't get just 1 gram of gold. They advertise it, but try to order it. Just give yourself a test and see what happens. It'll either be unavailable or this is your price if you get so many grams at a time. So that's how that part works. The other aspect of it is in the world of Karatbars, well, let me say, our cash gold is about the same price that you find on the market. It's called the spot price. So if it's $48 a gram, in our cash gold, you can get it for $48 a gram. But in our card, there's several layers of security that goes into this for authenticity's sake, and that's where your additional cost comes in, because it has a DNA coding, it has authentication certificate, all that is sent to you, and the gold that's inside the card itself is registered to you. So those are the automatic things that come with this, and that's why you find that price. But here's the beauty. We have what is known as a loyalty bonus. If you consistently save 1 gram of gold, at least every month for a year, and if you have others doing it the same, Karatbars will start sending you free gold, free grams, up to 25 grams a year. And if that hasn't cost you anything, then it wipes out everything you've done on your monthly. It takes it below zero in terms of what you vested, and it's shipped to you free by FedEx. FedEx is, Karatbars is the #1 client of FedEx in processing and distributing small incremental gold in the world. Okay, so that's the other side of it. So you have a loyalty bonus that allows you to earn gold and earn free gold back crypto. In our packages, we have what's called as profit packages. We have what are known as general presentation packages. I think at the time you came on with Sister Jai, I think we had just a business package, the presentation, but you got the physical package that was mailed. I'm not sure the profit packages were in existence yet. But these packages now come with free cryptocurrency coins. It comes with cash gold, which is this, and it gives you status, not levels, because it's not a pyramid. It gives you status by which you can enjoy payouts on a weekly basis, along with what you're doing with your monthly, along with additional matching bonuses that are in place. For example, my wife and I, we get paid 5 times a month instead of once, right? My wife out-earned me last week. I don't mind telling you. Sis Shireen, she's not working the business.
She's what? She's not
working the business. She out-earned me. She tricked me into the business. I came on in. Hey, I tell everybody, straight up, no chaser. She tricked me. She, Jai, Jamil, they got me good. They tricked me into the business.
So she got you in, you working.
And I work it.
Well, alhamdulillah.
That's right. That queen is my sponsor.
Allahu Akbar.
All right. So now this is how it works. On a weekly, there are payouts. For those who get so many units in their organization, they gain a payout, and that payout can be anywhere from 40 euros or roughly $43, $44 US to 80 euros or $100 per payout. And it can happen up to 180,000 times a week. All right. So it was a very slow week for me last week. I'm not trying to make excuses for how she out-earned me, but it's a very slow week for me. Now, she's not working the business. When I say slow, I'm talking about in terms of payout. She not working the business, but she out-earned me through matching bonuses alone. For everybody in the organization that got a payout, she got 5%. And she was asleep. Residual income. There's a difference between residual and active income. Active income, you put into it, you get out of it. You clock in, you'll get it. You know, you clock out, the tabulation stops. Residual income, I'm tired, I'm going to sleep. Wake up, I out-earned my husband.
Sounds like a beautiful thing. Brother Eric, you were saying that you're doing weekly financial seminars in Atlanta or
Yes.
monthly, but whichever one. When is your next one coming up, and how can those that are watching the broadcast or will be watching it, how can they get in contact with you and to come out and get more details about what you have to offer? Also, your social media, because I know you're online 2-3 times a day, every day, sharing this same information. So how can they reach you?
Was that your way of saying, man, I'm sick of seeing your face all over the internet?
Yeah, but it was a lot more tactful. Every time I pull up my Facebook, like, dang.
Allah has really blessed us. The direct number is area code 404-246-5708. That's 404-246-5708. I have several pages on Facebook, but Eric Ture Muhammad, EricTureMuhammad is the primary page. It normally stays full. You can follow, but you couldn't do the friendship, but I'll still be your friend. I'm still your friend.
I think Sister Shereen, that sounded like he was dry bragging, right? Yeah, I got my 5,000 friends.
That was a straight dry brag.
I can't take no more of you all, but
I have a YouTube channel under the same name.
What's the name again?
Eric Ture Muhammad.
Under Eric Ture Muhammad. Okay, YouTube channel.
Media platform. The Gold is Gold show is also a Facebook page, and we're on most Tuesday evenings on the Kafani Radio platform, Kafani Radio Facebook page. So in a nutshell, I guess that's where and how it can be found. You want email too?
Yes, sir. All the contact.
I'm old enough. I still do with email.
Okay.
etmuhammad@gmail.com.
Okay.
I want to say the last thing. I promise the last thing about the millennial.
No. Yes. You got Instagram? You on the gram?
I do, but I don't know what it is.
You got your grams on the gram?
You got your gram of instant.
You got your gram?
That's hot. That's hot. That's a great marketing tool, Shereen. Excuse the vernacular, but girl, that was good.
Now you know we charge for them type of ideas, right?
I know. I've been a dry client of yours for years, offering all kinds of suggestions, talk about books, talk all kind of stuff. But look, yeah. So
mention the cities that you're going to be in that's coming up, so the people can be prepared to see you.
I'll be in Nashville, Tennessee. I'm sorry, Memphis, but Nashville this past week. I'll be in Memphis, Tennessee on the 9th, this coming Saturday. The 16th, I'll be in Newcastle, Delaware. On the 17th, well, that's a private meeting, but it'll be in New Jersey. I'll be in Philadelphia just after that. The 23rd, we'll be on Strong Island, New York, as Brother Carlito calls it, Strong Island, not Long Island. But we'll be there. We're doing a Wealth Builders benefit for surviving victims of domestic violence. We're bringing the top wage earning income earners in Wealth Builders there. We'll be on Long Island. You can see more on the social media site. And we're very excited about that aspect. They're in support of Brighter Tomorrows, organization we've been working with for a number of years. And now we're in a position to really work and help with the vehicle of finance, which is gold. We're very excited. After that, December 7th, I'm in Jackson, Mississippi, your hometown. Matter of fact, the 6th, 7th, and 8th.
of December.
I'm there as a guest of the mayor on the 6th. I'm there.
Chokwe Lumumba the second.
That's right. I'll be in, we're
Was
doing a
actually
live
Chokwe Antar
Antar.
Lumumba.
Yeah, we'll be on Saturday. We're doing a live community presentation. And then on Sunday with Student Minister Abram at the mosque there in Jackson. We're going to have a great weekend that December 14th. Am I going too far in the calendar?
Oh, yeah. Hey, give your calendar, give your schedule. It's just
The
far as you
14th
can
through the
see it.
21st.
So somebody's listening saying, well, he gonna be in my city. When?
Right.
I'll be in Palm
When
Springs.
will he be in Black Coffee? I just want to know. When is he gonna be in Midnight Cupcake?
Yeah, right.
Midnight Cupcake.
We're a cupcake. Put a whole new twist on that one. You know, we'll be in the desert, be in Palm Springs on the 14th, I believe, of December. Then
That's
Las Vegas
California.
right after that.
Okay.
Oaktown, and then come back to Houston to close out the year.
Okay.
Did you have a question, Brother Kadeem?
Yes.
Comment or inquiry? Go ahead. Go ahead, brother.
For brother Toure.
Yes, sir.
I have done work for some clients. I've done some work with some of my clients in terms of investing ideals. And I have done work with American Bullion buying gold, but hypothetically.
Certificate or actual gold?
Actual gold bars.
All right, come on with it.
So the hypothetical question, I got a client who invests $5,000, $10,000 a month in gold. What would that do for him?
Well, let me start with a good example, because I'm not a financial advisor. I don't have a class 6 or series 6 or whatever you call them things. And I'm sort of glad that I don't. But I can tell you about an experience. Okay. I have a sister, Muslim sister, who lost $60,000 in her retirement fund for just being there.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, you had bank closures this week. Another black bank closed in New Jersey this past week. She was once a part of that bank, but she lost $60,000, and this left her with $90,000. And she's already in her late 60s. There's no more to accumulate.
Is that right?
So through the world of Karatbars, we have profit packages that give gold, cash gold, and gold-backed cryptocurrency. We're the only distributor in the world of gold-backed cryptocurrency. So you heard of Bitcoin and Litecoin, things of that nature. Well, that's what digital money. All right. We have a debit card, that's digital money. For those that think I'm talking something foreign, I just want to bring it relevance. So we spoke with her and we moved the remaining 90,000 into the world of Karatbars. She put 15,000 of it on her gold savings account. So it's earning 6% commission per month forever. 6% commission per month. Sir?
That's 72%.
All right.
Annual. Yes, sir.
Right. Then
that's a big ass return.
We took. Is this still censored? Is this a family? Is this a family?
Oh, my apologies. I thought I whispered that.
He was talking about.
You did. You did, but you whispered it to the whole world.
Well, what did he say? I missed it.
Good. Go to the replay.
Oh my God.
You can go to Mind and Money Matters show or the YouTube channel.
Oh my God!
That's YouTube channel, they be cussing if they talk about money on here.
That's a huge return, brother. But go ahead,
brother. But look, that's not the best of it. We took the 90,000, 15,000 we put in the gold savings account. We have profit packages that come with certain profit guarantees. So she selected a $25,000 profit package and a $50,000 profit package. So she's put together $75,000 and moved it into direct gold savings. And she took a $15,000 to a gold savings account. Now, what did this do? Those accounts come with guaranteed annual profit from Karatbars that total 50 grams of gold per year.
Mm.
Because of what she invested into herself, she's guaranteed from Karatbars to receive 50 grams of gold per year. Now you already got that 72% markup on what she just saved on the 15,000. So that completely replaced the 60,000 she lost in the IRA.
Right.
Excellent.
Inside the profit packages, we'll come back to the grams of gold in a minute. Inside the profit packages, she received cryptocurrency KCB coin. She received 1,910,714 coins, valued at 14 cents per coin. That netted her $267,000.
Mm-hmm.
So that's 267,000 there. Her 72% markup on her 15,000 still sitting in a gold savings account. And she gets an annual 50 grams of gold free from Karatbars guaranteed. So Shireen, let's take the low end of what you have. Take 50 and multiply that by $48.
I did it by 50. I just, rounded up,
What you get?
2,500.
pennies.
What you get?
No, I don't be playing, sir. I did it already.
Yeah.
As soon as you
Alright.
start talking numbers, I'm on the computer like
That's right.
you're making sense to me because I'm looking at
That's right. That's
I'm
right.
looking at the
So-
retirement and,
Right.
and what to do and how to do it. And so,
So
that
taking
was my
that-
next question that I had in terms of, because to me, $67 a month,
It's a deal breaker.
but but
It's a
paying
deal.
$20
It's a deal breaker if you only have a.
I don't like that. I don't like the way that sounds to me. However, so I wanted to know what was the up cost or whatever the charge of buying it in bulk. Like brother said, he has a client that's purchasing. I forgot what you said, 10,000 a month, something like that, 6,000.
Yes.
In bullion.
So what would be that on Karatbars? How would that look for Karatbars?
Well, in the Karatbars, it would look like a waste of time if you don't do it in
first
Karatbars.
time I'm digesting, so I'm trying to make sense of it. But it sounds like it wouldn't be the same as $20 per card extra.
It's not.
Right. So when you said when you purchase a year straight, so if you just purchase 12 bars,
No,
12
grams.
grams, I
Mhm.
mean, up front.
Up front, I don't know what you mean.
would
Oh, you
you
mean like
that, what did you say you get?
instead
After
if you
doing it a year straight.
12 months consistently, and it's in your back office, you can see it all there. If you
Yeah,
If-
that's why I'm
if-
asking you, because I
if
figured
you-
I'm not the only one with the question.
okay, that means that also
I
sounds like
have the
you.
question. I'm assuming there's others who have the same question who may not ask you.
I got you. Thank you.
Yes.
So if you consecutively save at least 1 gram of gold a month,
Mm-hmm.
after 12 consecutive months, Karatbars has what's known as a loyalty program.
Mm-hmm.
It goes into effect the moment you start saving. When you save at least a gram of gold a month for 12 consecutive months, Karatbars rewards you free gold based off of your organization and the volume that is brought in by their saving or other activity in gold, in acquiring gold. And you can receive at a maximum up to 25 grams of gold per year, free gold.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So you're muted, Jahi. You're muted.
The jewels have been dropped here tonight. So I know that the listening audience have we're gonna have questions. So we hope that both of your phones and your emails and your Instagram pages and your Facebook.
I'm calling Kadeem tonight. Oops, excuse me. I mean, I got his number.
Right. That all of
You
those
can
go up.
call me before 10.
So between 10 p.m. and 7 o'clock a.m., they don't answer the phone for business.
Say,
After that,
that was a big red move there, Jahi.
right,
That was a big red move. What are
right,
my office hours?
right. And
I
also,
will answer a 10 o'clock call, bro.
so you all heard us talking about it at the beginning of the program. So inshallah, we'll see you all tomorrow night at the monthly family day.
Time, Brother Jahi. What time is
seven
that?
o- seven o'clock 7 o'clock p.m. to 10 o'clock p.m. The monthly family night at Muhammad Mosque number 15. 7 o'clock
Praise be
p.m.
to
to
Allah.
10 o'clock p.m. There will be refreshments available. However, if you would like to bring something,
BYOP.
please do.
Bring your own pie.
No,
Well,
to bring cooked food now, you got to be an approved cook. Like anyone just can't bring food.
right. Yeah,
We
yeah.
definitely
Not just
not gonna
anything.
just eat anyone.
Bring my own food.
Walk in there with
Right.
your pie, talking about.
But right. But the thing is to come out and fellowship with like minds and these types of conversations as we're playing different games and doing other type of activities. These types of discussions can continue to go on. So that's tomorrow night
Okay.
at Muhammad Mosque number 15 for family night. Then of course you can join us Wednesday for our regular Wednesday night meeting at 3642 Camilton Road, and then also on Friday evening for a study group. This weekend, we
Brother
have
Jahi, just to mention, Wednesday nights is family oriented, relationships,
Relationship.
right,
marriages,
Yes.
things
right.
like that. Those are the
Very
topics
good
of discussion.
programs. Very
Oh,
good.
absolutely. And then this Saturday, so there's several places that those who are watching for this weekend, November the 9th, you can catch us. Brother Eric will be on the road in Memphis, Tennessee. We'll be here in Atlanta at the Criminal Justice Reform Symposium that's happening at the Briars, the old Omega House near Greenbrier Mall from 11 o'clock a.m. to 5 o'clock p.m. And then my brother Palmer Williams Jr. play For the Love of is at the Porter Sanford Center in Decatur, the Porter Sanford Center in Decatur near South Lake Mall. Come out and join us. He'll be producing that play all weekend, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So that's where you can see Master of Science of Business, Mind and Money Matters co-host this week here in the Atlanta metropolitan area. Brother Kadeem, you have any workshops? I know you do financial services workshops, and you speak at a lot of different organizations. You have anything that you would like to bring up?
Until open enrollment is over, I'm not doing it until after the 15th of December because
Okay.
this window of opportunity is really, really short. And so that's why I'm consumed with that until the 15th. I did want to add, for those that may be listening, I am licensed in Georgia, Florida, and Texas.
Okay, fantastic. Good information to have. And before Sister Shireen closes us out, I want to give a great big old, I don't know what's the word I'm looking for, just acknowledgement and recognition. All of you on the line can appreciate this to the plethora of brothers and sisters, the students of the most honorable Elijah Muhammad and under the direction of Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, who sacrificed their time, their resources,
Yes.
just all manner of things in order to make the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's travels and movements. It is absolutely a beautiful sight to see. And I know the whole world can't see this. You know, when the minister comes to a place, we see, and everybody wants to see the minister. But what they do not see are literally the thousands of people behind the scenes that are doing various activities to make that all possible. And I just want to give those, whether you contribute an hour or I'm in Baltimore now, but we were in DC with the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan For the last couple of days, he was celebrating with his brother, Reverend Willie Wilson, as he retired, or he thought he was going to retire from the ministry, but the minister planted a bug in his ear. So, but at this beautiful celebration here, but just that whole event, and then the minister, I don't even know if the minister had any sleep yet because we left there late and he had an early morning flight, so nobody got any sleep.
That's
So
right.
he could, and went to straight to Detroit so he could be with the family of U.S. Congressman John Conyers, be with his family as during the homegoing services, and the minister was at that service
Mm.
all day
Mm.
long, looking
Brother Johnny,
very dignified.
if I can just interject real
Man,
quick.
sure.
He's still entertaining because he's on the farm now, entertaining the people that left with him from Detroit.
Right. Yes, sir. You're right.
Mm.
You're right. But all those brothers and sisters,
That's that good old bean soup.
right. Absolutely. But
Get some of
there's
that tomorrow
many.
night too.
That's that good old bean soup, how to eat to live. All praises due to Allah for
Yes.
Mother Khadijah and the wonderful cooks.
Yes, Mother Khadijah's a soldier too, and she's right there
Oh,
with
yeah,
him.
she was there.
I don't know if she have it. I wrote on a post today. You know, we forget they're in their 80s.
Right.
You know, so that with that kind of movement, but it's the love that they have. And my point too, we know that they definitely display their love. I want to give homage to those brothers and sisters whose names will never be known, whose faces will never be seen. That sacrifice, and you know, when we all get together, it's just a beautiful. It's always Savior's Day when you're around the minister.
Period.
Even if we haven't seen each other since the last detail, which was last week. Assalamu alaikum, you know, and as brothers and sisters came in from all over the
Aisha, come here,
country,
please.
all
That's
over
right.
the country, from California, from Texas, from all up and down the East Coast, you know, for this
Sacrificing
to
life.
do their part, sacrificing. We know that the sacrifice helps to extend our life. But my whole point is, I just wanted to do my little bit to say thank you and give homage and sort of let the people know that there's a whole nother world going
Yeah.
on that they
Yeah.
will never see in order to make that event that they do see, make it a success. So that's
Praise
my
be to
that's
Allah.
my little homage. All right, Sister Shireen Muhammad, take us
Yes,
home.
and that is just a testament to the love that we have for
Absolutely.
because we don't get paid
Absolutely.
to do it, right? Like
Well, that's it. I'm glad you mentioned that part. Right. That's why I mentioned sacrifice.
Aisha,
you know, they're paid, right?
Right.
We are paid.
Love. This
We
is
are
love.
paid,
Yeah.
for our sacrifices as Allah promises us, but it's not in the form of
Yes,
remuneration in a check, right?
Right.
To Allah. Man, we have been absolutely thoroughly fed on Mind and Money Matters
Ooh.
today.
What?
what is it, Horshack? What is it, Horshack?
No. We forgot to mention two very key prominent people of the Mind and Money Matters team. And please forgive us. Sister Sandy Buford Muhammad, Soul Wisdom International.
You know,
And
I'm
Sister Anissa.
this. You know, Brother Jahi, since you brought it up. So this is of Money, Power, Sex, God, November 8th through the 10th at the Port of Sanford. Is it the 3rd or 3 performing?
Yeah,
arts?
Port of Sanford, the 3rd Performing Arts Center.
And then Sister Sandy, what is it called? Soul Wisdom International. Well, it's Soul Wisdom INTL.
Inner Chambers Women's
Right,
Retreat.
Inner Chambers, but I'm just going through to the site so that you all will see this mind-blowing in-depth sessions at the Inner Chambers Retreat 2020, which is taking place in May 8th through the 10th. And it will be at this beautiful resort with she has a lineup of expert presenters on health and human services. This is for the sisters, y'all. You know, she got
Your brother Kadeem, brother Eric, we're not invited.
for the sisters of y'all.
But we get to watch all these
So
beautiful
that you
sights.
take care of her and get her here, because when she get back, she's guaranteed to be straight. So this is where we will be. So as you
Beautiful.
make all that money from carrot bars, this gonna secure your spot over here. It's going to soulwisdomintl.com. And then let's see where she has the daily program and where you can actually go and register for the events. I will also be a presenter with Third Eye Mind Mapping. There's Sister Allison with Wound Care. There's a plethora, some others, but this is where you would go to purchase your ticket at Soul Wisdom INTL, and the link to the Eventbrite is there. And then go ahead, Brother Jahi. We have you wanted to mention Sister
Yes, Joshua's Truth.
with Joshua's Truth. I forget about Joshua's Truth because I'm about to put a
But I tell
and
Sister,
these are her books. Sister
yes.
Lisa, who's been writing for the Final Call since she was 15
That's right.
years old.
That's right.
Golden Star.
That's right.
She's now a college student, and she manages our Twitter page for Mind and Money Matters live show. So each and every week, those of you who have spoke wisdom, there are tweets now. You have quotes in your name, thanks to Sister Anissa. And these
Brother,
are the
Praise
books
be
that she
to
has
Allah.
written: Escaping the Chains, How to Give Birth to an Ebook and 9 Easy Steps, Chasing God, the Salam Chronicles, Jewels of Jana Storybook. She also, no, that's not her. She has another book coming out, but she
Right.
also has what Brother Jahi referred to is an online magazine, and it is joshuastruth.com. And this is her online magazine that she is a part of the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan's Twitter army. She is doing some amazing things and studying journalism in her.
Praise be to
absolutely.
Allah.
Please support our sister. She's a young sister who's in
Is she
college.
in her junior year now?
It should be junior year, yes.
Right,
Junior
right.
year in journalism.
And that grade point average is the bomb.
Right. Oh
Absolutely,
yeah, she
brother.
point something else.
Brother Eric.
On a 4
Brother
point
Eric.
scale. Oh yeah,
That's
no
right.
doubt.
I tell,
In high school, I used to mention this all the time because
right.
she graduated 4th in her class out of over 700 students. Like, I mean, so you talking about a star, right? This is a star. I know Brother
That's
Kadeem
right.
said he was the top salesman. So I don't know. He was the top.
There's a whole lot of stars on this show tonight.
But she was ranked number 4 out of like 760
Right.
students. Like, absolutely amazing. Did doing a phenomenal job. And she's not at
Praise
no
be to
small-time
Allah.
college either. She's at a large university, and she is ranking very, very high. So we are very proud of her. And
Oh, she's a senior. We stand corrected. My bad.
she's a senior. She texted us. She said, "I'm a senior."
Look, and her
Go
grade
ahead.
point average is 3.94. Just so don't get it twisted. Yeah.
Okay.
Praise be to Allah. That's Muhammad's baby.
She said, "Senior,
That's
yeah,
right.
LOL."
Man, time
Oh
flies.
my God!
But
So we got to get ready for a graduation.
another graduation, right? You know, Brother Eric, I tell
Yes,
Sister
yes.
Nisa all the time when she's on the show that story you told me about how you all were in the writers in the Final Call office, and the old heads, they take notes
Lose our
and
minds,
go
man.
back and they take 15 hours to write a story. Sister Nisa's written
Bang out
3
4
stories.
Like, oh,
Yeah. You know,
But it's so innocent. She didn't know that that's not their style. She's like, okay, I'm behind. No, you way ahead of the curve.
but yeah, that remind. I know you're closing, but that remind me of what I want to say about millennials. Millennials are not having it. That's the short of it. They're not having it. They don't want to dress like we did. They don't want to get the job that we had. They don't want to go through all that and still be broke.
Right.
They can get it faster and they can get it done. You know, their mind is geared to getting it done. That's our fault in a blessed way because we prayed for that.
Yes, sir.
You're
Yeah.
here to get it done. Why should you be a person over fries today when you can be the manager of the space today because you already know how it goes?
Right.
So Anissa
Absolutely.
did that as I was still unbagging the fries to get fried, and it took me 15 hours to do that. And I passed that on to Askia, and Askia passed it on to Nisa, and Nisa passed it on to Richard to get to the grease. She already, she already did that meal. It blew our minds, and we cried joyful tears, but we cried the whole weekend because we just couldn't believe it.
Right.
Every time she walks in the room, we just light up and just fall back in our seats. Now I fall back and say, "Oh, she can handle it from here." That's why.
Right. And as I know we doing all these closing, but I just got to say he just threw out all these names. The names he threw out are legendary in the field of journalism. Brother Askia Muhammad, former editor of Muhammad Speaks newspaper, very prolific writer. I read all his articles in the Washington Informer. Brother Eric Ture Muhammad has won awards for his writing, known all over the planet because that. And Brother Richard Muhammad, the editor in chief of the Final Call newspaper, whose wordsmith, his wordsmithology is totally off the chain. And Sister Anissa, our Sister Anissa, who's down with Mind and Money Matters Live show, is pulling up. It is taking them to a whole nother level.
You
So
definitely make us
we're just
Praise Allah.
all praise due to Allah. So Brother Kadeem, Brother Eric Ture, on behalf of Sister Shireen and Sister Sandy and Sister Anise, we want to thank you all for sharing these jewels
I'm humbled, brother.
with
Thank
us
you.
this evening. And again, those of you who are watching this, whenever you're watching it, just remember you can call them up. If you're watching this at 3 o'clock a.m. Central Standard Time, you can call them up.
You can call me, but don't call Kadeem.
Call me.
You can call them and ask them a question about anything financial. So, brothers and sisters, having said that, thank you again. This is Mind and Money Matters live show. Inshallah, we'll be back next episode, which is generally on a Monday. Not generally, always on a Monday, 6 o'clock p.m. live. And as we continue the discussion in the financial management realm. If you have someone that you would like for us to showcase on the show, dealing with finance, we're going to deal with real estate. I got a couple of real estate agents that are coming on next week. And then we're looking for any other financial services professional talking about financial management. Please feel free to contact us at Mind and Money Matters Live Show, 404-438-3156. 404-438-3156. You can call the number at 2 o'clock in the morning. You definitely will get the answering machine. No doubt about it.
Guaranteed.
Guaranteed to talk to the answering machine. And, or you can email us at mindmoneyshow.
Right, they allow you to actually set it up for a certain time. Like I shut mine down at 9.
Oh, really?
So
I didn't know that. I just don't answer my phone. I just don't answer it. It goes to, even if it's on ring, I don't answer it.
Message, or you leave a message. A text message is better because sometimes I'm not really good at answering messages. But the text message or email, I'll get back to you.
Right. Mindmoneyshow@gmail.com. Mindmoneyshow@gmail.com. All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Wa alaikum salam.